Hey, it's Elliott here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for the crypto space or crypto markets for the previous week and see what expectations I have for the upcoming week ahead. I'll be covering 4 top market cap coins, so this time it is going to be Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP and BNB. And yeah, let's get started. For this video, I'll cover the wave analysis with Elliott wave theory and provide multiple scenarios a price may take and explain why I prefer one count over another. So let's take a look at the different possibilities. Starting here on 1 hour time frame, and again, as we're looking at the previous week, we're just basically looking at the overall structure here that happened or started from 18th of June. Overall, what we're looking at, we have 2 different scenarios. One is bullish, in which we have this as a 1, 2, then another 1, 2, and then possibly another 1, 2. This would be very bullish overall, as that would create a nested pattern in which we are looking for wave 3s to go higher. We have not reached the 1.618 extension of this first move yet, so we can still be cautiously or we're still going to be leaning more towards the bearish side until we are getting back to this or up to this 1.618. Up to that point, again, I'm still leaning more bearish. The more bearish view here is that we have this as a WXY into a W, then 3-wave back here into X, coming back to 0.5 of this W wave here, and then looking for wave Y. 1-to-1 extension would be around 27.4k. The minimum we would want to see is 24.8k for this wave Y to go to. For this scenario, I'll label this as a 5-wave move. Again, this fits into the bullish move as well, and in that case this was the wave 1. Then we were looking for a 3-way pullback here for either the wave 2 or this on this scenario the wave B. I've got quite a few different scenarios here on this structure, so let's go through them fast. One of the scenarios is saying that we already have the wave B in here. On this scenario we would have this as a WXY. We are getting back to 0.5 here of this first W wave for the X wave, and then 3-way structure here for the wave Y, coming to the 0.618 extension here overall for this structure to happen. Why this is not likely is because we are indeed getting to that minimum target. What we are usually looking for is the 1-to-1 target or around that area at least, so for a 3-way move. If it goes to the 0.618 extension of this higher time frame structure, then again, that is not our main scenario. Other scenarios over here is this one, in which we would have this as a W, so same structure up to this point, then ABC here, a running flat, getting 1-to-1 extension of the A wave for the C wave, but again, it is a running flat, which makes it less likely to be the case. However, these are still kind of common. Overall, this X wave here would get us back to 0.382 retracement of this original W wave here, which would again be the minimum target for a retracement. At that point, again, we would be looking for a 3-way move for the wave Y. At the moment, this structure here looks like 3 waves, but we'll look into this in just a moment more carefully. The third one, which I feel like is the most likely, is this one, in which we have this as a W, looking for X, and then looking for wave Y. This would create a bit larger of a structure, very complex already on itself. However, it definitely does explain things without any weird looking structures in it. In here, since the W wave was put in, we would have ABC into W, WXY into a wave X, and that X wave is again WX. So up to this point it is exactly same as the expanded flat, but in here, instead of being the C wave of this structure here, we would have this as an A wave. Okay, so this A wave would be part of this last wave Y, which would be again part of this structure here. So A, B and C to that wave Y, and overall we would be looking at something like this, and this would end the wave X, and then we would be looking for wave Y down here. If we are getting back to the golden pocket area here for the WX move here, then we would be having a pivot point basically around the 1-to-1 extension, most likely. At that point again, overall where we have our targets is that we have A, B, golden pocket again. So that would line up very well. So this is my main at the moment that I'm looking for. I'm not going to go too much detail into this structure here. However, I have charted it here and labeled it at the moment if you want to take a peek and compare it to yours. The next asset we're going to go over is Ethereum. And in this one, we would be looking at a few different options. Again, bullish scenarios. We have 2 and 1 bearish overall. One is saying that we have a 1, 2 here, 3, 4, and 5. This would end the wave 5. For the third wave here, we did not hit the 1.618. We have the third here. We barely missed it though. So it is possible that this is indeed a third wave already, and fourth and fifth. However, we did not have any extensions on any of these legs, which makes it a bit questionable, I guess. However, if we are comparing wave 4 here to wave 2, they're looking okay in size comparison. If we're looking at the other bullish scenario, which would be this, in which we have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into that third. Now getting beyond the 1.618 extension. But again, at that point, if we are looking at smaller time frame structures and comparing these, it doesn't look that good. So overall, I would still prefer, if I had to pick one of these counts, I would feel like I would pick this, saying that we have possibly topped here. If not, then we would look for this as a wave 1, looking for wave 2, and then 3, 4, 5 to get us that last leg. The bearish view is still looking higher as well, in which we are looking this as an A, B, and C into W. Then A, B, C into X, getting back to the 382 retracement of this move here, and then looking for another wave Y to, whoops, not like that, to get another partner leg for this W, like so. The target is again $2,100, in which again we would have this as an A, B, and C. Some targets are already hit for the wave B, in which we could have already completed this as a three-way structure down here. So let's take a look at that on the smaller time frame. Probably 15 minutes should do it. So if we are looking at B wave, we possibly have this as a three-way structure into W, three ways into X, and then A, B, C into wave Y here. Since then, it is possible again to have a more bullish outlook, saying that we could have this as 1, 2, and so on. We did retrace to the 0.5 retracement here, and yeah, it is already possible that we're looking into the possibility of having that C-way completing. The other scenario is that we have this as a three-way move, we're looking for three-way moves and then five-way moves towards this golden pocket, which is generally the more appealing area of taking a possible long setup. But that's the Ethereum. I'm still looking at and liking these bearish options, even though we have gone beyond the 1.618 here. Again, this would be just the larger correction that would be taking part here. The next one, the third largest in market cap, is BNB at the moment. So that's what we're looking at. Well, I have some count already open here, so let's take a look at that first. So expanding diagonal. This is the worst looking of them all. This is the bullish scenario, or I guess we could have this as an A wave as well, but this is probably the worst one of them at the moment I have. So not much to tell. We can see the possible structures: three waves, three waves, three waves, three waves, and three waves. If we are just connecting these with the trend lines, we can see that we puncture it through here. It is possible that we would end the wave 5 here. However, with this in mind, having the wave 5 there, we don't get too much of a retracement here. Basically 23.6% retracement for the possible wave 2 if we want to be bullish. I wouldn't like this to be wave A just because the retracement is so small here, because it is, if that is the case, it is very bullish overall as a structure. The other bullish scenario is this one, in which we have this as 1-2, and then we have again a nested pattern here of a smaller structure. So overall nested pattern is possible. Having this as a 1-2 would allow us to have this as a 1-2, and again we can't have this as a 3 of this structure here, because we do have that overlap between the first and the possible 4 here. So instead we have to have this as 1-2, 1-2, and again I don't think this is going to be a 3 wave of this one. So if we are pivoting down a bit more, then I would look this as a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. Again, so many nested patterns here that is getting a bit less likely. Could it be a diagonal here? Is possible. At that point I would almost turn more towards the bearish count, in which we would have this as an A, B and C. If we are looking this as bullishly, we would have to say again 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. However, if we are having this as a 1-2, then this would have to be another 1, because we can't have a diagonal in wave 3. So this structure is so much bigger than this one. It would be very surprising to me that this would turn out to be a 1 of lower degree. So it would be a minuet count 1. It doesn't make any sense to me. Then the bearish count that I basically spoiled already, which we would have this as an A and 3 wave back into B, and then again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into C, possibly ending around here. However, we did get to the 1.618, which could mean that we are again having a possibility of turning bullish just because of that lower, or that extension level. Again, that extension is from these pivots here. But yeah, that is pretty much Binance Coin. I'm still maining this bearish scenarios, saying that we could have a possible end up in here, and then we could be looking for a pivot down. If we are taking out these highs here around $340 with some kind of force, and looking at the bullish scenarios, in which again we would most likely look at this still as 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, possibly even back test this, then we could be turning more bullish in my opinion. But until that happens, I'm still remaining more cautiously bearish. The fourth largest by market cap is XRP, in which again it's battling against Cardano for that fourth spot. But again, I'm covering 4 assets today, so XRP is the last one. Let's take a look at the bullish one. On the bullish one, I've labeled this as a possible A wave as well, so keep that in mind. That overall is not bullish, but if this is indeed an A wave, then this is bearish. In this one, I've labeled this as potential 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into wave 1, then again A, B, C into wave 2, and then possible 1, 2, again another 1, 2. So overall 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, very nested patterns coming down and looking for that possible wave 2 before pivoting up higher. It is looking pretty okay, I must say. However, if we are looking at RSI, we can see that lower prices here than we had in the start, which would indicate that this is not a very, which is indicating that this is not a motive-based structure, and so to me this does not really feel like it is fitting, as I'm overall more bearish, and we have still yet not conquered these previous consolidation areas, as what I have this labeled as this triangle here. I'm still remaining bearish. So this is the count that I'm looking at the moment, in which I have this as a three-way move. It looks way better as a three-way move anyway, so I have to be saying that just based off this start here, it is looking way better to me. This would bring us to wave W, and then 3 waves into X and 3 waves into possible wave Y. In the wave Y we would have just a simple ABC, looking pretty good as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 3 way back, and then again 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now for the next structure we would need to go onto lower time frames, in which we would be looking for a possible impulse wave down. This current structure definitely feels like it is possible that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This start looks very good as a 5 wave. If we are going to lower degrees, we can see a clear divergence here, and we're going to have a diagonal here on the last of that fifth. On that part, we would have this as 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 into wave 1. Since the wave 1 is completed, I've looked into this substructure and came up with this count, in which we would have this as an ABC, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into an A wave, and then 3 waves back into B, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into C wave, so A, B and C, with a diagonal at the end. Yeah, a running flat basically. Overall, this would bring us this A and B, so this would be a retracement of this A move to that 1.236, which again either an expanding flat or a running flat. Here we would have this as a three-way structure, and even though this C wave here is larger than the A wave, it is still not taking out the previous highs here, and we would have this as a running flat. This makes me a bit questioning this count, but I don't have any other explanation at this very moment for this though. Since the A wave was put in place, which would be basically this, we would have this as a three-way move. Why am I placing A wave and not a wave 2 here? It's just because again we have more higher highs here, and yeah, it would be quite small in price as well compared to this structure here, and this would be wave 2. It doesn't really fit too much in my opinion. So since the A wave was put in place, I would label this as an ABC, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into possible A wave. So A, then 3 wave pull back here into wave B, and then possibly looking for this C wave. Overall, we would be looking at something like this as an AB and then C wave, creating this connector wave of wave B here to connect this A wave to that C wave. And depending, of course, how low this structure goes, we could be having this either as an X wave, this micro count as an X wave or WXY, or an ABC. Let's take a look at where we would need us to go to for that to be happening. Well, basically back to these lows. That would be the minimum target we would need to have for this to be any kind of flat. So after the possible B wave would be done here, then we would need to come back to these previous areas, most likely taking out these lows would be my guess, and then pivoting up higher. But that is pretty much everything I wanted to share on the crypto space for the next upcoming week, and these are the setups I wanted to share. If you made it this far into the video, I would appreciate the likes. Link to my free Discord server in the description below, and for now I thank you for watching and hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Till the next video, bye bye.